The galaxy had learned to live without humans. For 4,000 years, their name was only a shadow in old databanks and broken records. Most races believed humans were gone forever. Others believed humans were a myth that never truly existed. The Aurelian Council did not believe in myths. They believed in facts, power, and control. And according to their records, humans were extinct. That belief ended on a silent cycle. The warning did not come with alarms or explosions. It came as a whisper in deep space. A signal that should not exist. At first, the signal was ignored. Deep space was full of noise. Old stars dying, broken satellites, random echoes. But this signal was different. It was clean. It was calm. And it was old. The translation system struggled. The language was not used by any living race. Yet slowly, the words became clear. We heard your call. The room went silent. No one in the council chamber moved. No one spoke. The Aurelian High Observer felt something cold move through his body. That language was forbidden. It belonged to only one species. Humans. The council demanded answers. Scanners searched the signal source again and again. Every result pointed to the same impossible location. Earth. A planet marked as dead 4,000 years ago. Fear spread quietly through the chamber. Not loud fear. Not panic. But the kind of fear that sits deep in the mind. The elders remembered the stories. Stories they were taught to forget. Stories of beings who did not rule. Did not beg. Did not threaten. Humans arrived only when everything else failed. They were the final response. Before the council could decide what to do, another alert appeared. This time much closer. An Aurelian colony near the outer rim was under attack. Unknown ships. No known energy signature. No communication attempts. The Aurelian fleet moved fast. They had never lost a battle in centuries. Their ships filled the dark with light and weapons. They arrived too late. The enemy ships were already retreating. The battlefield was quiet. Too quiet. Then the sensors detected something else. Large objects had entered the system. They did not hide. They did not rush. They moved with purpose. The ships were simple in shape. No glowing colors. No sharp edges. Just heavy, dark forms moving through space like they owned it. The Aurelian commanders felt unease. Their weapons locked automatically. Yet no attack came. A single transmission opened. No demand. No threat. Just a calm voice. Stand down. The voice was steady. Not proud. Not angry. The translation confirmed what no one wanted to hear. Human origin confirmed. The Aurelian fleet froze. Every weapon powered down. Not because they were ordered to, but because something inside them told them to stop. The human ships moved past them. Toward the damaged colony. Toward the broken stations and burning cities. What the Aurelians saw next changed everything. Human landing units deployed. Not for conquest. Not for control. For rescue. They moved fast. Not careless. Not cruel. Enemies that remained were removed with precision. No wasted shots. No hesitation. Within minutes, the colony was secure. The Aurelians watched in silence. Their strongest defenses had failed. Yet humans had ended the threat like it was nothing. A human figure appeared on the shared channel. Face calm. Eyes focused. We monitored the signal late, the human said. But we came as soon as we could. The Aurelian High Observer finally spoke. His voice low and careful. You were gone. The human paused. Only for a moment. No, the human replied. We were silent. The transmission ended. As the human ships prepared to leave, the Aurelians understood something terrifying and comforting at the same time. Humans had not returned because they wanted power. They returned because someone had crossed a line. Far away, in deep space, old enemies began to move. And ancient fears woke up. Because the galaxy now remembered. Humanity was watching again. The human ships did not leave the system immediately. They stayed at the edge of space, silent and still. The Aurelians watched them from a distance. No scans. No messages. Just waiting. This made the fear worse. An enemy that shouts is easy to understand. An enemy that stays quiet is not. Inside the council chamber, the elders argued. Some wanted to thank the humans. Others wanted them gone. A few wanted to prepare for war. But no one truly believed war was possible. The records were opened again. Files sealed for 4,000 years. Stories marked as dangerous knowledge. The truth was not heroic. It was terrifying. Humans were not the strongest race. They were not the largest. They were not the fastest. They were the most stubborn. When humans fought, they did not stop. When humans protected something, they did not retreat. When humans decided a line was crossed, they erased everything beyond it. That was why the galaxy learned to fear them. A new alert interrupted the council. Another attack. Different system. Same enemy. This time the enemy did not run. The Aurelian fleet arrived to find chaos. Cities burning. Defense platforms shattered. Civilian ships drifting with no power. Then the human ships arrived. Not all of them. Just 3. That was enough. The enemy opened fire. Energy weapons filled space. Missiles screamed through the dark. The human ships did not dodge. Their shields absorbed everything. Not flickering. Not failing. Then the humans responded. Their weapons were simple. No bright flashes. No dramatic explosions. Enemy ships stopped moving. One by one. Systems dead. Crews alive but helpless. It was not destruction. It was control. The enemy commander sent a message. Anger in every sound. Who are you to interfere? The reply came instantly. You attacked protected space. The enemy laughed. They believed humans were weak. Old legends. Outdated fear. You were silent for 4,000 years, the enemy said. You lost your right to decide. The human voice did not change. We were silent so you could exist. The battle ended seconds later. The enemy fleet was captured. Not destroyed. Captured. The Aurelians were confused. Why spare them? The answer came quickly. A human commander appeared on the shared channel again. Behind him, other humans worked calmly. Repairing stations. Helping wounded civilians. We do not erase without reason, the commander said. But we remember everything. The captured enemy ships were scanned. What the humans found made even them pause. The enemy was not acting alone. They were following orders. From something older. Something hidden. A force that had waited for humans to disappear. The Aurelians felt dread settle deep in their minds. This was not a single war. This was preparation for something worse. One of the Aurelian elders finally asked the question everyone feared. Why return now? The human commander looked tired. Not weak. Just burdened. Because the silence failed, he said. The words echoed through every channel. Through every system. The humans had trusted the galaxy. They had hoped others would protect each other. They had believed fear of the past would be enough. They were wrong. Far beyond known space. Massive structures began to wake. Ancient machines powered up. Signals spread faster than light. Someone had been waiting for humanity to forget how to fight. The humans did not look surprised. They had been watching this threat for centuries. Planning. Training. Evolving. The galaxy had grown comfortable. Humans had grown ready. As the human ships finally moved. Not away. But deeper into the galaxy. The Aurelians understood the truth. The humans were not back to save one world. They were back to finish something they started long ago. And this time, they would not stop at rescue. The galaxy began to change the moment humans moved deeper into known space. Trade routes went silent. Military channels filled with nervous whispers. Old alliances started to shake. Every race remembered the same thing. Humans did not move without reason. The Aurelians followed from a distance. Not because they were ordered to, but because they needed to understand. Human ships did not rush. They stopped at systems no one cared about. Dead worlds. Broken colonies. Places marked as losses long ago. And every time, humans found something. Hidden machines. Buried signals. Old technology feeding power into the dark. The enemy had been preparing for centuries. Slowly. Quietly. Waiting for humans to stay silent forever. On one ruined world, the Aurelians saw something that froze them in fear. A human ground team stood before a massive structure half buried in stone. The structure was not alien. It was human. Old. Very old. Records confirmed it. This base was built before the silence. The Aurelians did not understand. Why leave weapons behind? Why leave power unused? A human officer spoke softly, almost to himself. We hoped we would never need this again. The structure woke up. Lights turned on after thousands of years. Systems came online like they had been waiting. Across the galaxy, similar structures activated. Hidden guardians. Human failsafes. The silence was not emptiness. It was a trap. The enemy reacted fast. Their fleets moved openly now. No more hiding. No more patience. Entire systems fell in hours. Civilian worlds screamed for help. Humans answered every call. Not all at once. Not loudly. They divided their forces perfectly. Small groups. Precise strikes. No wasted movement. The Aurelians noticed something strange. Humans always arrived seconds before total collapse. Never too early. Never too late. It was like they already knew the future. In one system, an Aurelian child ship was trapped between enemy cruisers. Weapons failing. Shields gone. The human fleet arrived. Only one ship this time. The enemy laughed. They surrounded it. Confident. The human ship did not fire. It placed itself between the enemy and the child ship, taking every hit. Shield strength dropping slowly. The Aurelians watched in horror. The human ship was sacrificing itself. Then space folded. More human ships appeared instantly. Not from hyperspace. Not from known travel methods. The enemy never understood what happened. Their fleet vanished in seconds. The human ship survived. Damaged. Burning. Still standing. The Aurelians finally understood. Humans planned for loss. They accepted it. They used it. Later, a captured enemy commander was brought before the humans. He looked broken. Not from pain. From fear. You should have stayed gone, he whispered. The human commander looked at him calmly. We did, he said. You should not have touched what we were protecting. The enemy screamed in anger. You protect nothing. You left the galaxy. The human commander stepped closer. Voice still calm. We protected choice. You removed it. That was when the truth was revealed. The enemy was not trying to rule. They were removing free will. Turning worlds into controlled systems. Perfect. Silent. Obedient. The humans had seen this future long ago. That was why they vanished. To find a way to stop it without becoming monsters themselves. Now that future had arrived. Deep space shook. The enemy revealed their core force. A massive structure larger than any fleet. Old beyond memory. Even the humans paused. The Aurelians felt fear rise again. If humans hesitated, there was no hope. The human commander closed his eyes for a moment. Send the final signal, he said. Across the galaxy. Every hidden human system responded. Every silent guardian awakened. The humans had not been resting for 4,000 years. They had been preparing for this exact moment. The commander opened a channel to every race. Every world. We will fight, he said. But this time, you fight with us. The message carried weight. Not as a command. As a challenge. The galaxy stood at a choice. Hide again. Or stand beside humanity. As the enemy core began to move. And human fleets formed a line across space. One truth became clear. This war would decide the future of free will itself. The galaxy did not answer the human message at first. Silence returned. Not the old human silence. But a fearful one. Worlds watched. Fleets waited. Leaders hesitated. The enemy did not wait. Their core structure moved forward. Slow. Unstoppable. Like it had all the time in the universe. Entire stars dimmed as it passed. Power drained. Systems shut down. Panic spread faster than light. The first world to fall after the message was an Aurelian farming planet. No defenses. No fleets. Only civilians. The enemy arrived and began the process. Cities locked. Minds controlled. Freedom erased. The Aurelians cried for help. Not to their allies. Not to their fleets. To the humans. The human response was instant. A single human fleet jumped directly between the enemy structure and the planet. No backup. No delay. The Aurelians watched in horror. That fleet was too small. The enemy was too large. The human ships formed a shield wall. Every weapon fired at once. Not to destroy. To slow. The enemy responded. Massive energy waves struck the human line. Ships burned. Hull plates broke. One human ship was torn apart. Then another. The Aurelians screamed. The galaxy watched. The humans did not retreat. Inside a damaged human ship, alarms screamed. Fire filled the corridors. Escape pods failed. The human captain stood still. Calm. Focused. He opened a channel to the planet below. Hold on, he said. We are still here. The ship moved forward. Directly into the enemy structure. A controlled overload. Not rage. Not desperation. Sacrifice. The explosion did not destroy the enemy. But it slowed it. Just enough. That moment changed everything. Across the galaxy, fleets began to move. Small at first. Then larger. A trader fleet turned into a rescue line. A mining group armed their ships. Old rivals flew side by side. They answered the human challenge. The battle became chaos. Lasers. Missiles. Boarding actions. The enemy adapted fast. Learning. Evolving. Human ships took the heaviest hits. Always at the front. Always between danger and civilians. The Aurelians noticed a pattern. Humans never protected themselves first. A young Aurelian officer asked a human pilot, "Why do you keep doing this?" The pilot smiled. Even as his ship shook. "Someone has to stand in front," he said. The enemy core began to break through again. Stronger than before. Hope started to fade. Then the humans changed tactics. Hidden human ships appeared inside the enemy formation. Not attacking the core. Targeting the control nodes. The enemy screamed through every channel. Not in pain. In fear. For the first time. The enemy lost control. But the cost was heavy. Human ships fell one by one. Each loss slowing the enemy. Each sacrifice buying time. The galaxy understood the truth. Humans were not fearless. They were willing. In the middle of the battle, the human commander opened a private channel to the Aurelians. "If we fail," he said, "you must remember this. Do not wait for heroes. Become them." The Aurelians felt something break inside them, and something stronger take its place. As the enemy core cracked open, a new signal emerged. Deeper. Darker. This was not the end. The enemy had a final command. A self-purge. A galaxy-level reset. The humans detected it too late. The commander closed his eyes. then opened them with calm resolve. "Prepare the final option," he said. Every human ship acknowledged. No hesitation. No questions. The galaxy held its breath. Because everyone understood. The final option would save them all. But humanity might not survive it. The final option was not a weapon. It was a decision. Every human ship received the same command. Short. Clear. They did not argue. They did not ask why. Humanity had trained for this moment long before the silence began. The enemy core started its purge sequence. Stars around it began to collapse. Energy levels rose beyond control. If it finished, whole regions of the galaxy would reset. Civilizations erased. History wiped clean. The human commander opened one last open channel. Not just to allies, but to every world listening. "This is where we stop running," he said. "You will survive. Remember what you choose today." Then the channel closed. Human ships moved forward. Not as a fleet, but as a wall. They formed a massive line between the enemy core and the galaxy. Shield systems linked together. Power shared. Life support synchronized. The Aurelians watched in disbelief. No race had ever trusted another like this. No race had ever connected their lives so completely. The enemy struck with everything it had. Waves of destruction hit the human wall. Ships screamed under pressure. Systems failed. One by one, human ships went dark. Not destroyed. Spent. But the wall held. Inside the command ship, the human commander stood silently. His officers were wounded. The ship barely holding together. "Charge complete," someone whispered. The commander nodded. The final option activated. It was not an explosion. It was a collapse. The enemy core was forced inward, compressed by linked human systems. Its own energy turned against it. Space bent. Time slowed. The enemy tried to escape. Tried to transmit. Tried to exist. It failed. The core vanished into itself. Gone without light. Gone without sound. The purge stopped. Silence returned to the galaxy. This time, it was different. Rescue signals filled space. Damaged ships drifted. Worlds survived. The Aurelians searched for human ships. Calling. Scanning. Some answered. Many did not. The cost became clear. Humanity had paid the price willingly. Days later, a weak signal appeared. From deep space, a damaged human command ship emerged. Scarred. Barely alive. The commander spoke one last time to the galaxy. "We are not gone," he said. "But we will be silent again. Not because we are tired, but because you are ready." The message ended. Human ships that survived turned away. Not toward power. Not toward rule. Toward the dark. The Aurelians rebuilt. So did many others. They no longer waited for rescue. They no longer depended on legends. Statues were not made of humans. Warnings were. In every council chamber, one truth was taught. When the galaxy forgot to protect itself, humanity returned. And somewhere beyond the stars, silent ships watched. Ready. Because humanity did not rule the galaxy. They protected its right to choose.